see in terms of the identity of the person driving through that open window?
So it's very clearly that Tesla one.
Breaking news, they now know who was driving David's Tesla right before Celeste's body was discovered inside of the frunk. The owner of the Hollywood home that David was renting has hired a private investigator. That private investigator has now uncovered surveillance footage.
Y'all, is David really out here celebrating because he just got cleared of any connection to Celeste Rivas' death? Because it looks like we might have just hit the plot twist of the century. While everyone's still out here searching for answers, David allegedly just got the best news possible. Police are now looking at new suspects and shifting their focus away from him. And here's where it gets wild. There's actual footage showing someone else driving David's car with Celeste's body inside. That single clip changes everything. Now everyone's asking, did David just walk away from the biggest crime scandal in the music industry? Or is this just the calm before everything crashes again?
Singer David is officially not a murder suspect, police have confirmed. I didn't want to touch base on this topic until the man was in jail. And everything we've seen on social media for the past month seems like this man is innocent, besides the fact that he's allegedly dating a 13-year-old girl.
If you've been following this case, you probably noticed how quiet the police have been lately. No statements, no arrests, no press briefings, and that silence, that's what made people suspicious in the first place. Because the investigation into Celeste Rivas' death has dragged on for months, and at first it seemed like an open and shut case. A 15-year-old found decomposing in the trunk of her 20-year-old boyfriend's Tesla after being missing for over a year. Everyone thought it was over. That was until the CCTV footage surfaced and flipped the entire story upside down. The crazy part? It wasn't even found by the police. It was uncovered by a private investigator working behind the scenes, Steve Fisher, a man who's done more for this case than the actual authorities. Through his digging, Fisher found footage showing the last time David's Tesla was driven, the same car Celeste's body was found in, and what he saw completely shattered the David did it narrative. The window was rolled 3/4 down. The driver was not David, and as police have quietly confirmed, Celeste's body was already inside the car at that point. So if David wasn't behind the wheel, who was? Did he lend his car to someone? Did someone take it without him knowing? Or was this part of something bigger he didn't see coming? Now here's what really stuck with people. Fisher noticed a cheap Christmas tree air freshener hanging in the Tesla, something completely out of place in a car that expensive. He said it looked like whoever placed it there wasn't David, more like someone trying to mask a smell they didn't want noticed. That detail changed everything, because if David didn't put it there, someone else clearly knew about the body. And the deeper this case gets, the weaker the entire case against David looks. Now here's where things start to feel off. Fisher turned that footage over to police, but they've refused to release it publicly. And according to him, the driver caught on tape was wearing something very distinctive. He wouldn't say what, but it was clear. Whoever that person was, Fisher didn't think it was David.
What did you see in terms of the identity of the person driving through that open window?
So it's very clearly that Tesla one, because the Tesla has that tape on the rear spoiler for whatever reason. I don't know why it's there. And also, it was just like it is in that picture. It was that dirty, except you could tell that they had run the windshield wiper like once to clear the dirt away so they could see. And it comes very close to the camera, although there is some motion blur, but you can see the person and you can see what they're wearing something pretty distinctive. And there's photos that I have from 12 hours earlier, a person at the house wearing the same thing.
And I know that the viewers right now are screaming at the TV set saying, Ashley, ask him who it was.
I mean, I honestly wish I could tell you. I don't want to, I don't want to interfere with LAPD on that. And I think that's coming, because we know a crime was committed 100%.
So why keep it hidden? If police know who drove the car, why not release a sketch or still image? Who are they protecting? And why? Adding to that, police still haven't determined Celeste's cause or manner of death. Without that, they've got no solid case. And then there's the most important question in all this. How come nobody from Celeste's family has never been questioned? Picture this. A 14-year-old girl runs away from home for over a year, and when she randomly turns up dead, everyone in the family just moves on like it's the most normal thing. Meanwhile, leaked CCTV footage has shown that Celeste actually ran away from home multiple times before she left that last time. At 14, that's not teenage rebellion. It's a cry for help. And now, people are starting to give the family the side eye, asking the important questions. How bad were things at home for Celeste to be running away before David ever entered the picture? Who took her in when she left? How well did her family try to find her before giving up? And most importantly, why has none of her family members been called in for questioning? It feels like the police are just waiting for this case to magically fix itself. And if that's all they have, it's only a matter of time before they're forced to come clean and clear David's name publicly. But just when you think it can't get darker, it does. Police reportedly searched the house David was renting when Celeste's body was dumped, and what they found sent shockwaves through the entire department. According to an insider, they found heavy, high-end equipment that looked like something out of a crime scene toolkit: plastic bags, tape, expensive knives, all the things that scream cover-up. But here's the weird part. They left everything there. You'd think that kind of setup would be a gold mine for DNA or fingerprints, but allegedly, they found no match for David when they tested it, which means whoever brought that stuff in wasn't him. Now, the car itself is still the biggest piece of evidence, and yet there's nothing directly tying David to a violent act in the car. And get this, tire marks showed the car had been driven on desert terrain, covered in dust when recovered, meaning someone took it somewhere remote before abandoning it. According to one insider, investigators think Celeste may have been alive in that car at the time when it was taken to that remote location. And while there, they're saying it's possible she died of a drug overdose. Her friends panicked and did the first thing that came to their minds: hide the body. Now that's still terrible, but it's nothing compared to David being accused of unaliving her. And if that's true, it shifts the entire narrative from murder to accidental death. And that possibility was what finally forced police to start looking at other suspects. Once whispers started that David might not be the main suspect anymore, everything changed. Police went from giving daily updates to total silence. No press conferences, no social media posts, just nothing. And that silence, it says everything. Meanwhile, David's been acting like a man trying to rebuild. In one of his last Instagram updates, he mentioned starting media training, meaning no statements, no impulsive posts, nothing that could be used against him. He's staying quiet until this all blows over. He's also hired Blair Burke, the same powerhouse attorney who's represented Harvey Weinstein, Ozzy Osbourne, and Kanye West. That move alone made it clear David's gearing up for a full legal war. And now, even the police seem to be backtracking, from thinking he was their prime suspect to quietly wondering if he was set up. It sounds wild, but here's where it gets eerie. TMZ recently unearthed old body cam footage from a 911 prank call at David's family home. Someone had called in saying there'd been a shooting, that someone was dead. But when officers arrived, they found nothing. No victims, no shooting, just a terrified family. You can hear David's parents in the footage, confused, shaken, asking why the police even showed up.
Sorry to bother you, but somebody called and said there was something in there. There was a person that, where they called on themselves. You know what I mean? It was like, hey, there's somebody dead.
Someone's dead. Yeah.
That's what we have. I mean, we're going to take caution, you know what I mean? I wasn't trying to scare y'all, this house is way off the roadway.
And ever since that clip resurfaced, people have been drawing connections. Was that call a coincidence or the beginning of something bigger? Because the pattern is chilling. A fake death call years ago, and now a real body tied to David's name. Either this is the craziest coincidence ever, or someone's been orchestrating this from the start. Now here's the catch. David might be cleared of murder, but the police aren't letting him walk away that easy. They're still trying to tie him to other crimes linked to the case. We still don't even know if he and Celeste were officially dating. The matching tattoos, the photos, none of that confirms anything. According to police insiders, the LAPD is so embarrassed by how badly they've handled this that they might try to arrest David again, just to save face. And the only thing the public and police agree on right now? A crime happened. But that crime wasn't murder, or even dating a minor. It's desecration of a corpse. Because yes, Celeste's body was found dismembered in David's Tesla, but that doesn't mean he put it there. So now the real question becomes, is David the villain here, or the scapegoat? Because if the real suspect's still out there and the police are chasing shadows, then Celeste's death might go unsolved forever. Now the internet's split in two. Half of them are celebrating like David just dodged the biggest setup in music history. The other half, they're convinced this new suspect is just a distraction. Because if police really cleared him, why hasn't anyone seen the footage? Why is the real driver still nameless? And why does it feel like the people who were supposed to protect Celeste are protecting someone else instead? So yeah, David might be free, but the air around this case, still heavy. Too many lies, too many missing pieces. And until that footage drops, nobody's really cleared of anything.